And oh man, this is tough. Look, let me just say before we get into the video, man, thanks to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the platform. Look, if you guys appreciate the content, please take the time out right now and show some love and like and subscribe. Do so for your boy right now. Alright, let's get into the video.
TMZ has just released a photo of Cassie getting ready to head to court.
All right, guys, we just got word on what's going on in that courtroom with Cassie and Diddy. So, boom, as soon as Cassie walks in, she does not even look Diddy's way, doesn't even blink at him, nothing.
Cassie's back on the stand, and baby, the emotional tension in that courtroom, you could cut it with a knife.
Cassie Ventura took the stand today, and let's talk about it. Now, currently, court is at lunch, but we're going to talk about everything Cassie has talked about up to this point. Now, as Cassie came into the courtroom, she is 8 months pregnant. She was wearing a tight brown dress, and actually the defense tried to get her seated before the jury came in, saying that her being pregnant would elicit sympathy from the jury, but the judge denied that.
Now, this Cassie thing is very interesting to me. Why? Because nobody talks about the man who discovered her. Nobody talks about the man who believed in her, who gave her all of her hit songs.
So he basically was like, "Look, Rye, if you check out the MySpace music charts, I want you to check out who's #1 today, and then tomorrow I want you to call me and check out who's #1 tomorrow." And he had a way that he could actually manipulate, early, and he could make anybody #1 on MySpace music. Now, this wasn't a Billboard music chart,
right,
but he was that early in the game to understand that social. So I decided that I wanted to actually sign an artist, do the whole album top to bottom.
Right.
I didn't have
the whole thing, write the whole thing as well?
Produce the whole thing, write the whole thing. I didn't have no big studio. I was in a 1-bedroom apartment in Harlem, but we made that whole Cassie album, and I called my boy Rashid. I said, "Yo, listen, I don't know what these MySpace music charts really mean, but can you get my project, can you get my project that I'm working on #1 on the chart?" He said, "Yeah, what it look like?" I said, "Okay, let's just send you a picture." Oh, he said, "Yo, this is out of here," right? So just a picture.
Okay,
and then we had Me and You, the record.
Right.
That thing went crazy on MySpace. It's still actually kind of going crazy now. I mean, that record still, we talking about, almost 20 years later, it still has a life of its own. But that's really how it all started. And so we had built for Cassie like 250,000 in audience on MySpace in terms of friends, right?
You've been waiting so long, I'm here to answer your call.
So we all know about the timeless hit Me and You by Cassie. But how many of you know about the producer and writer of the track, Ryan Leslie?
We're gonna get some cans in here set up for you. Can you play F sharp with that? Yeah, just give me that note right there. That's beautiful.
The mirror, honey, you are all I see.
Go, Jim.
Lately, I wish I could know the thoughts in your mind.
Nobody talks about Ryan Leslie and how she played him after he did all that for her. As soon as he introduced her to Puff, she jumped ship.
Everybody meet Cassie. Y'all know that. And hear the story directly from Miles. And then get down to some business about just Ryan is a producer that I've been working with for the last 2 years. That was brought to me by Ed Woods, who Ryan is signed to their label, and also as a producer and has done some stuff for the label. And somebody's like one of my go-to people, new actors, just need a record right away. Somebody that can go in the trenches, musical genius, new age Teddy Riley, Dr. Dre, Quincy Jones, Pharrell, but to his level, in his own way. But he had something else that was very important that attracted me to his situation, which was he had a new global outlook. He had a record that he didn't put out here and he went and started going over to Europe and doing shows and starting to build a following over in Europe. And I took notice to that because I didn't really see a lot of artists that would have the ingenuity to do that. So when he was doing that, I heard he also had a young lady that was with him named Cassie that had a record out. And I started hearing this record that was haunting me in the clubs. And it was, you know, it was Cassie's record, Me and You. And it was, I would hear it everywhere I was at. And so I kept asking, what record is that? And I would hear it everywhere I was at. And so I kept asking, what record is that?
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
I never acquired a taste for alcohol, for drugs, for partying. And not to say when I got to New York, that's actually how I met Cassie. Because I was like, yo, I'm a big producer now. I'm going to the club, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like, I have never really had that as a vice. I think I have obsessiveness in other pursuits. So I would have never, literally never. And also, you know, folks have always talked to me and say, hey, you know, they've asked me, you know, hey, how do you feel? Were you heartbroken? You know, Puff took your girl, whatever it was. And like, I understand when a story or a narrative is not for me. And once it was no longer for me, then there were other narratives and stories for me to invest my time, energy, and resources into.
Let me see, well, you signed now to the Bad Boy label. What is he really like?
Puffy. He's a cool guy. He's a character, but very passionate about his work and, you know, just excited about music. You know, he's being released later this year, and Bad Boy's doing well, and all of this stuff. But he's just a really great guy. He's a good guy.
Now, here's the thing about Cassie. Cassie is a beautiful woman who is marketable. However, she lacks talent. She can't make a good song to save her life. So she needed a man or somebody to help her to do that. And that was Ryan Leslie.
Listen, and you will find that your heart beats for.
So here you got a beautiful woman who want to be a star, right? She want to be famous. She want to be popular, but she don't have the talent to do so. So then she gets with Ryan Leslie, which obviously she never really loved him in the first place. He was a benefit to her because he was giving her songs, and then he was introducing her to the likes of Puff and all these other people to help her career. But this is a man who loved her. He wanted to see her career flourish. So he didn't have a problem bringing his girl around Puff and all these other people. But he didn't know that his girl wasn't loyal.
At Bad Boy, we there for people through ups and downs. For all the new young artists out there that think this is easy, it's not easy, you know? You have to be able to fall down and get up. You have to keep on working on your craft. Granted, she had a whack show. Hey, hold on, this shit ain't funny. It ain't funny, but it is. But she also got the hottest song in the clubs, and she ain't never gonna give up, because she down with Bad Boy. Every show she'll keep getting better and better and better. That's what life is all about. So all you haters out there, kiss my motherfucker. All you friends and family, you know I love you guys. But anybody's down with the Bad Boy family, they down with me for life, and we there for them. But it's important that you know that I ain't going easy on her butt. We gonna make sure that next time y'all see her perform, that she gets better that time, and the next time, and the next time. But that's life, boys and girls. Some days you do good, some days you do bad. So I heard about a whole lot of criticisms online. I think she has too. And to be honest, we agree with some of your criticisms. There's always room for improvement. And at Bad Boy, we stick with our artists till they improve. She's a human being. That's what we all love about her. The people that love her. The people that hate on her, they're just gonna hate her anyway. You know what I'm saying? But y'all will love her one day. This Bad Boy, we ain't never gonna stop.
So here you got a chick who wants to be a star so bad. However, she doesn't have the talent to be a star. And the only thing that she has to offer is her beauty. That's the only thing that she's bringing to the table. is simply the fact that she's beauty. But she got with Diddy in hopes that he was gonna make her the star that she wanted to be. However, it's a business. You gotta produce these hit records. It's the industry. Here's a reality, people, in case you all don't know. Fame comes with a price, okay? And it's a price that you gotta pay. Either you're gonna sell your soul or you're gonna bust your ass. Whichever one you choose, that's on you. Now, selling your soul is when you ain't got no talent, but you will do whatever you gotta do to get on. Whatever you gotta do, you will do anything. So if a music exec tells you to do this, you're willing to do that. That's selling your soul. That's when you don't have any type of integrity, morals, values. You just thirsty to become a star. So you're willing to do whatever. You're not going to say no, okay?
Now, guys, you gotta eat. Now, come on, Diddy's paying for this food. We gotta eat up. Now, Cassie, this R&B artist, you're working on your album now.
Yes.
Now, how was working with this guy right here? Because, I see you in the studio and I know how he is.
Yeah.
And do you fight back when he says
I do have a slick mouth.
Because you're...
It's okay. But
yeah, she talks slick a lot. She told me
we work together well. And, I don't know, I guess the music will just have to speak for itself when people hear it. I'm really excited for it because I've been working on it for a long time.
She has great instincts. There's a lot of things that people just don't know. Like a lot of people, sometimes when you have a certain look to you, especially when you're beautiful, quote unquote beautiful, that's all people can see. They can't like really see past that. And I think that's one of the things that's gonna rock people to sleep this year on her. She has that special thing. Intellectual Love, and it'll be coming out probably end of the year, top of the year. But we're gonna make sure we set it up right. We're gonna really do some unique strategic things with her.
Now there are a lot of people out there who are willing to sell their souls. A lot of times when a woman only has her beauty to offer, that's usually the route that she goes. Now, I'm not saying that's the route that she took. However, keep in mind, she never had talent, but she wanted to be a superstar.
In other words, Cassie should articulate that with or communicate that with Ryan Leslie, like, yo.
Listen, Cassie was on the road. She wanted to be a singer. Superstar. You understand? So of course she's gonna go with Puff. Puff is the more dominant, talent.
Oh, hold on right there. I'm glad you said that. You said she was on the road and she wanted to be a singer, but Ryan Leslie was good at coaching her to be a singer.
Yeah, but Ryan Leslie couldn't make her a superstar. How many artists have Ryan Leslie made a superstar? I'm not talking about make a hit for them or a hit beat. I'm talking about actually groomed them. You understand? Yeah, like blew them up. There's no artist under, as far as I know. You know what I mean? Maybe there is, but as far as I know, there's no artist under Ryan Leslie that was what could have been what Puff was supposed to have made Cassie.
So you basically saying, well, I'm not going to speak for Cassie, but hypothetically speaking, she was chasing the fame and fortune.
That's what most people do.
Okay, and stardom.
Yeah, most people be jumping wherever that's how they end up in those relationships. They go where they feel like it's gonna help them, get to the next level. They don't really want to be in a relationship with you. They just fucking you for the time being.
A lot of people are saying that Diddy took advantage of Cassie. Why? Maybe because of the age gap, or maybe because of his lifestyle, or maybe because of the things that he wanted her to do. But y'all got to keep in mind, Ryan Leslie was the man who discovered Cassie, and he discovered Cassie when he started to drink and go to the clubs and things like that. So he found Cassie when he was in his lower self, right? When he was on some toxic shit. That's when he discovered Cassie. She was beautiful, so he tried to help her pursue her dream of becoming a superstar. He brought her to Puff, and then when she realized like Puff got the bigger bag, Puff could provide a better opportunity, she left Ryan Leslie. She dropped him like a bad habit. Like, you are no longer needed. Goodbye. So she decided to go with Puff and deal with whatever Puff got going on. She dealt with Puff for 11 years. So which means even if she was unhappy with some of Puff's decisions, she still stayed because she probably believed that he was going to make her a star. Now, Cassie never really became a superstar because don't matter how much they tried to invest in her, she never really had talent. And in life, you can't hide the truth. You could try, but you can't do it. So then as time goes on and she's like, damn, Puff is not really making me a star, man. But I'm getting older. And usually when a woman reached at least the age of 30, she for sure is going to be looking for a man to settle down with or a man to start a family with. And that's when she cheated on Puff with the personal trainer that Puff provided her with, right? So not only did she cheat on Puff, she left him and started a family with her personal trainer. So you understand her timeline? First was Ryan Leslie. Then after a while, Ryan Leslie time was up. It's like, dog, I can't use you anymore. Then she got with Puff, and she stayed with Puff for the longest, 11 years. Why? Because she was trying to be a superstar. Then when Puff wasn't able to turn her into the superstar that she wanted to be, it's time to move on. Because I'm 32, and I want to have some kids, and I want to start a family and things like that. Then she got with Puff trainer.
Let's meet Cassie Ventura's husband, Alex Fine. Shortly after Cassie and Diddy's relationship ended in 2018, she debuted her relationship with her personal trainer, Alex Fine. Alex Fine was born on March 12, 1993 in Cincinnati and grew up in Michigan. He had a free education for football, playing for Central Michigan University as a defensive back. A week and a half before Fine's graduation, he borrowed $300 to fly to Los Angeles for an interview with Bradley Cooper's American Sniper trainer, Chris Fletcher. After working with Fletcher, Fine launched Alex Fine Performance in January of 2015. He has since worked with celebrities such as Mark Consuelos, Charles Melton, Jennifer Aniston, and Odell Beckham Jr. Cassie had met Alex Fine at the gym, with the post reporting that Diddy hired him to be her personal trainer. The duo made their romance Instagram official in December of 2018 when Cassie posted a picture of them smooching. Just 2 months after, Cassie's rep confirmed that her and Diddy had called it quits. Fine proposed to Cassie in August of 2019 while she was pregnant with their first child, and the couple tied the knot just 1 month later. The couple welcomed 2 baby girls, one in 2019 and one in 2021. Alex Fine has spoke out on social media blasting men who abuse women after the footage surfaced of Combs beating Cassie.
So understand something. You know, fellas, I always tell you dudes, women are emotional creatures. A woman could feel this way right now, and 5 years from now, she could be a completely different person. Because women are driven off of emotions. So when she left Puff, right, you got to understand she was looking for something besides what Puff was providing. Because I mean, she probably got used to the lifestyle, the fancy cars, the vacations, the jets and all that. So she probably wanted something different. She's a woman, you know? She wanted to start a family and things like that. Now, here's the thing. So she got what she wanted in this guy. So things was going great. They were having babies and things like that. But after a while, you start missing that lifestyle. Let's be real. If you lived a certain lifestyle for over 10 years and now you downgraded, it's going to have some effect on you. Now, based on the fact that she was starting a new family as far as being a mother and things like that, she's not going to be thinking about her past lifestyle at that moment. But as time set in, you start reminiscing in your mind and like, yo, I was living in mansions. I was living good. Because, I mean, let's be real, bro. Who really wants to walk away from a rich lifestyle? So when the shit hit the fan and the money slowed up and then she's stuck with a personal trainer and then she got kids and stuff like that, it's like, damn, what can I do to get me some money? Click. That's when she sued Puff.
P. Diddy settles lawsuit with Cassie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that Cassie just sued P. Diddy for 30 mil, you know what I'm saying? All type of crazy things was alleged. Diddy like, I'm good. Here you go, Cassie. Take this money. We don't need all that coming out.
See, here's the thing. I'm not making this video to defend anybody. My thing is this. Ladies, if you're in an abusive relationship, you should leave right away. from the time that man does some weird stuff, bounce. Don't stay because you're in a mansion. Don't stay because he can help your career. Don't stay because you can live how you want to live. That means you're okay with him doing that. Because I also know a lot of women, from the instant a man does something of that sort, they leaving right away. They bouncing. But I also know a lot of women who will put up with that if there's a benefit there. And that's just the bottom line. Now, a lot of people have their takes on it, but my stance is what it is. Y'all be the judge for yourselves.
Coming back and getting puffed, I don't believe in that, man. When shit go down, speak on that shit right then, or it's out of it. It should be null and void. You shouldn't even have no type of nothing. You shouldn't be able to do shit unless you let the people know what happened immediately. There should be a time limit on this shit. What happened was you got around them stand up on love shit. This is what happened. I'm gonna tell you what always happened, right? You was with a billionaire with all this bread all this time, and then you went followed your heart to with a trainer. That motherfucking apartment got smiled in the bitch, that lifestyle fell off, now it's struggle time, the love wearing off, and now you trying to come up with ways to figure out how to get paid. Now I'm healed and I can talk about it. I want to expose niggas in my book. You did that. You participated. You ain't say for nothing. You did that. So stand on that, man. Quit trying to expose people for money. Like, what the Nah, that apartment got small. You and that dude you left for love. You let your homegirls hype you up when you was with him. You let them homegirls hype you up to tell you, girl, he treating you bad. He cheating on you. He messing with them.
I'm glad whoever deserved justice truly gonna get justice from this Diddy situation, right? But let me just say this. Cassie ain't no victim. She's not a victim. If we're gonna believe part of what we heard, we gotta believe all of what we heard. I'm not saying everything true, but I absolutely believe she thought she was better than Kim Porter. Absolutely thought she did.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.